Okay, today I'm gonna continue with the pandas course. So I stopped on this one. I think I have to run the cells again. For the most common wine reviewers in the dataset, create a series whose I did this, but I want to read it again. Create a series whose index is the taster Twitter handle category from the dataset, and whose values count how many reviews each person wrote. So I watched a couple of videos from Group Buy and I read the tutorial again. And I think the way that it works is that it groups by, like it says, by this thing here, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna take this column only. It's only gonna look at the data set through the lens of the column that is inside here, or the columns. So this is gonna become the index, I think, pretty much. This is what this does. And that's why you have to specify here again after you write this. What is the best wine I can buy for a given amount of money? Create a series whose index is wine prices and whose values is the maximum number of wines a wine costing that much was given in a review. Sort the values by price, ascending so that $4.0 is at the top and 3,000 is at the bottom. So I think ascending is the default. So the index is wine prices. So I think I'm gonna actually do the same thing that I did the previous one. Don't remember the data set as well. Don't remember if it's price, not price, or prices. Then I think sort values. Let's try this. Reels group by price. Sort by. And whose values is the maximum number of points a wine costing that much was given in a review. Sort the values by price ascending. Data frame group by object has no attribute sort values. So it's probably the wrong way to type it. Oh, I need to put by, then so it probably needs to be by price setting. Let's see if this works. Hmm. Maybe my understanding of group by is not correct. Oh, maybe I need to put dot price here again. Why is it saying that there's no attribute? I tried. It's probably wrong, but I want to try this. See what happens. So it has to be a group. Did I forget something? Oh. So this is saying that it doesn't have attributes. Series group by object has no attribute start values. The typing is correct. It's not a moot index thing as well because they didn't put two arguments inside the group by. Let's see if putting on a list makes any difference. I don't think it's gonna make any difference. But it's gonna have any difference. Group by created a group of rules which allotted the same point values to the given ones. Then for each of these groups, we grabbed the points, created a group of reviews which allotted the same point values to the given one. And for some reason, it's really hard for me to understand this. And for each of these groups, we grab the points, column, and counted how many times it appeared. Can use any of the summary functions we've used before the data. You can think of each group we generate as being a slice of our data frame containing only data with values that match. These data frames are accessible to us directly using the apply method. And we can then manipulate the data in any way we see fit. For example, here's one way of selecting the name of the first wine reviewed from each winery in the dataset. For even more fine-grained control, you can also group by more than one column. So it seems that it is getting whatever I put here and making making it as the index. And then if you don't specify, it's not gonna filter the whole thing. But if you put dot price here, what I think is gonna happen is it's only gonna show a price here as the columns. Another group by method worth mentioning is egg, which lets you run a bunch of different functions on your data frames simultaneously. For example, we can generate a simple statistical summary of the dataset as follows. Maybe that's what they want me to do then. Price eggs instead. And then sort value. Sort values inside of here. Well, doesn't seem like it needs to be called like this. It's probably not the right way to do it. I think I'm gonna have to look at the hint. I can't see what's wrong with this. Maybe I should sort values before then. Maybe that's maybe that works. Yeah, her price. But I don't understand this. Maybe I can't group by if I'm selecting price already. Maybe that's the issue. So by price. Maybe I don't even need the group by then. Expected best rating. Per price should have type series, but have type group by generic. So maybe I don't need it. But that doesn't make any sense. So maybe I don't need the group by the first place. And there's two reviews that price. That's hard to find this. I wish there was a way to see what results I'm getting when I type the other stuff. That's something I'm looking at now as well, learning how to debug better because so far I've been using print statements to so I have to run the whole code every time I find something I want to try to see if there's something wrong. And I know that there is a way to run only a subsection of the code, but the only way that I know is to run this. I I don't know how to make it so it starts at a certain point, and just know how to make it so it stops at a certain point. Reveals dot price. That's sort of minus. Sort is good. Next. Okay, let me try to take this off now. So I think I'm gonna look at the hints. I think I tried everything that I can think of. Use max and sort index. Oh, sort index. I didn't even think about this. To sort by index values, use the companion method sort index. Method has the arguments and the default order. Use max and sort index. Yeah, I have no idea what to do. Sort index seems to just sort by index in ascending order, but it's asking me to sort by price. So, And then it's asking me to use max, which I don't know how it works. And I also use points, which I don't understand. I should do points here. I'm gonna have to look at more videos on group buy. I still don't understand exactly how it works. I think it just groups by the thing, but it makes the whatever argument is here into the index. But I don't understand how it is comparing with the other column. It's a little bit confusing to me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna look at the solution. I don't can see how to solve this. Group by price points. Oh, I need to put max here. They also didn't say anything about this max thing. And points apparently it should be like this. Not sure if it makes a difference. Yeah, now it's correct. I hate when they do stuff like this. How you choose stuff that they didn't talk about. Because like how I'm supposed to know about this if it wasn't mentioned in the tutorial. I think the reason why people do this is so you learn more, so you research, but I I don't get it. If you want the index of the maximum, use ID max. This is equivalent of paramet method argmax. This ID max was mentioned before, but not in the tutorial, just on the exercises. Fuck, fuck. Spilled coffee. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to change my shirt. I think I'll look at this later and continue with the exercise. Gonna I spilled coffee on my shirt. I'm gonna change it. Be right back. Right, I'm back. So I look at this max thing later. I guess it just takes the max values, but not exactly sure how it works. are the minimum and maximum prices for each variety of wine. Maybe I'll have to use it again here. So I guess I'm gonna have to use egg here to use more than function. Or the minimum and maximum prices for each variety of wine. Create a data frame whose index is the variety category from the data set and whose values are the min, max, and max values there. So I think I need to use group by again. Then variety. And here I'm gonna do the same thing that some of the examples have. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use this one, but we need to see how I get two columns there. I'm just gonna try what I'm thinking now, and if it doesn't work, I try something else. Create a data frame whose index are category from the data set and whose values are the min max. No, I'm tripping. I don't need to select more than one column. Just group by this and then use min max here. I think. Let's see if it works. Selected price extreme should have column min. So I think I need to put price here. I need to put something else other than country so that it compares to and runs the function, I think. And minimum prices. So price. Nice. What are the most expensive wine varieties? Create a variable sorted varieties containing a copy of the data frame from the previous question. My varieties are sorted in descending order based on uh I'll be right back. I'm gonna go blow my nose on the thing. Stuff always makes my nose irritated. That's a word. So I need to create a copy. Sorted varieties contain a copy of the data frame from the previous question where varieties are sorted in descending order based on minimum price. Hopefully this works now. Then I need to put an argument there. Then no maximum price to break ties. Based on minimum price. Oh, buy me. So I'm not sure if they want me to put buy max again. The last part there is a little bit hard to understand. I think I'm just gonna look at the hint. Yeah, so that should be on the same thing. So first is sorting by mean, and then out of those means. Oh, now I understand. To break ties. Because some of them are gonna have the same minimum value, but a different max. Oh, I got it. Create a series whose index. I don't want to spend too much time on each one. That's why I looked at the solution there. I think I spent too much time already on the first three because it says it's supposed to be 4 hours, but the last time I spent 3.5 hours, and then I want to start the project as soon as I can. Not start, but continue the project that I'm doing. I'm thinking about doing these courses more often because I to stream myself doing the challenges is not good because I normally use the two monitors and I'm gonna be using the book a lot as well when I do it. So it's not good to stream. But I also don't wanna keep recording myself learning these things. So there's a track record of the stuff that I'm doing. Create a series whose index is reviewers and whose values is the average review. Score given out by that reviewer. So whose index is reviewers. Yes, group by reviewers. We see on the data, right? There is no category reviewers. Those indexes reviewers and whose values is the average review score given out by that viewer. You need the taster name and points columns. Okay. So group by taster name. And then I need to compare it with the points and take the average. I think I can do it like this, or I can do with the egg stuff. Nice. Are there significant differences in the average scores assigned by the various reviewers? When the sub below, choose the describe method to see a summary of the ranges of values. So mean is 88, standard deviation 1, minimum 85, 55%, 87, 50. So there isn't much of a difference between them, I think. A combination of countries and varieties are most common. Combinations of countries. Create a series whose index is a multi-index of so reviews, group by country, variety. For example, a peanut nar produced in the US should map to US peanut nar. Sort the values in the series in descending order based on line count. Based on line count. So this is the multi-index stuff. So maybe I need to use the lambda stuff to apply. Line count. What did they mean by line count? Maybe it's winery. Maybe it's title. Let's try winery. Maybe just count. I'm gonna try count here. Expected counter Scotch series with that type data frame. Hmm. Maybe I need to erase this then. Search bar is missing required arguments. So maybe I need to use egg here. But then how I'm gonna put ascending equals false? Let's try just egg. I'm gonna look at the hint. Just group by and provide a list of columns to group by. May also find size and sort values should be useful. That's what I did. Maybe I should try different values of ascending of by. Ascending equals false. I'm not sure what they mean by count. Based on line count. Data frame group by object has no. So I need to put something here, I think. I also don't understand why sometimes it says that group series has no attribute, but sometimes it works. So maybe what I'm comparing these things to doesn't make sense. I assume that might be the problem. So when you wanna group by something, you need to compare whatever you're grouping by something that makes sense. The only numerical values are points and price. So I'm not sure if it makes sense to But here it compares to the description, and the description is also a string, an object, not a numerical value. And it seems to work. So length is the length of description, I'm assuming. So if it didn't have the length here, it would be description here, I think. But then because it's getting the length, it returns this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna look at the solution. Don't know if we can think of anything else to do. A breath back. I think I'm just gonna look at the solution. This one. Oops. I need to look at more videos about group by to really understand what's going on. And sort values as well. What's hard to me is the comparison to understand how the comparison works. This group by and provide a list of columns. Already read that. Reviews group by dot size. So yeah, that's the thing. I didn't know about this function. So you don't need to don't need to specify any other column. Okay. First I need to save this. I think I'm gonna put another shirt because this one is making my nose. Uh, I don't know how to say this in English, but irritated. I don't know. This it's a word. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna change my shirt there. So there's two more to go. I'm gonna change my shirt real quick. This tutorial, you'll learn how to investigate data types within data frame or series. You'll also learn how to find and replace entries. Start the exercise for this topic. Click here. D types. The data type for a column, data frame, or series is known as the D type. Uh, use the D type property to grab the type of a specific column. For instance, we can get the D type of the price column in the reviews data frame. So reviews price D type. Alternatively, the D type D types property returns the D type of every column in the data frame. Data types tells us something about how pandas is storing the data internally. Float 64 is float, int 64 is int. One peculiarity to keep in mind, and on display very clearly here, is that columns consisting entirely of strings do not get their own type. They are instead given the object type. Columns consisting entirely of strings. It's possible to convert a column of one type into another wherever such a conversion makes sense by using the s-type function. For example, we may transform the points column from its existing int64 data type into a float64 data type. Data frame or series index has its own d-type too. Pandas also support more exotic data types such as categorical data and time series data. Because these data types are more rarely used, we will omit them until a much later section of this tutorial. Missing data. Entries missing values are given the value none, not a number. For technical reasons, none. Values are always of the float 64 D type. Pandas provides, and this is useful to know. So if none is always, yeah, always numerical. Pandas provides some methods specific to missing data. Select none entries you can use PD is null or its companion PD not null. This is meant to be used thusly. 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 Reveals PD is null. It's gonna get some time. It's gonna take some time to get used to all of the methods. Once you're stacking too many methods, it starts getting confusing. I start forgetting the previous ones, and there's a lot more possible combinations of how to use all these methods combined to get specific things. And I think that's gonna take some time. Replacing missing values is a common operation. Pandas provides a really handy method for this problem. FewNA. FewNA provides a few different strategies for mitigating such data. For example, we can simply replace each nan with unknown. Or we could fill each missing value with the first known value that appears sometime after the given record in the database. This is known as the backfill strategy. Alternatively, we may have a known new. Close this. Open here. A known value that we would like to replace. For example, suppose that since this dataset was published, reviewer Karen O'Keefe has changed her Twitter handle from Carrie O'Keefe to Carrie Carino. One way to reflect this in the dataset is using the replace method. So simply simply replacing the column. The replace method is worth mentioning here because it's handy for replacing missing data, which is giving some kind of sentinel value in the dataset. Things like unknown, undisclosed, invalid, and so on. So run this first. What is the data type of the points column in the dataset? So I guess it's the same dataset that we were doing before. Yeah. Create a series from entries in the points column, but convert the entries to strings. So that's the conversion thing. Strings are string in native Python. I have to look at the tutorial. I forgot how to convert there. S type, maybe. Yeah, it should be S type. I don't know if, yeah, that should be on thing. Correct. Sometimes the price column is null. How many reviews in the dataset are missing a price? I can use dot sum to get all the prices in case that doesn't work. It's price or prices? Price. The true value of a series is ambiguous is empty. Hmm. How many reviews in the dataset are missing a price? PD is no first companion. So I guess I need to use this structure here. But I'm not sure why the other one doesn't work. I think I've got the same problem as I'm getting here before when I was trying to do things on my own. and I don't remember exactly how I fixed it, but reviews dot price. Mm. The truth value of a series is ambiguous. Of a data frame is ambiguous. So I guess what my code is doing is trying to see if the whole column or the whole data frame is null or not, and that doesn't work for obvious reasons. You can't, uh, maybe not so obvious, but I think you can't check the whole thing at once. Not sure. Maybe if I just type is no real prices. Is no takes one positional argument, but you're given. Maybe if I just do price. Price is not defined. Oh, don't think this is gonna work. And I think this doesn't work as well. Yeah, this analyzes the whole series. Let me see if I did this on the project. Pretty sure I did at some point because I had to replace the missing values with the mean or take the column down. There are too many missing values. Let me look at the hint here as well. Use PDs no. So maybe it's just PDs no. Yes, price. So it's giving me an array. So maybe I need to put some there. Hmm. So how did I do this? Yeah, all copies no. That's PD data frame. So here I just got the whole columns of everything. And it worked. Here it doesn't seem to work. So this is giving me a list with the whatever is true is gonna be a missing value. Maybe I need to put true here. Not sure if this works. Yeah, it is. Mm, that counts. Not gonna work as well, probably. Counts. True. I'm gonna look at the solution. I don't know what else to try. So it's reviews dot price. This no. If we sum a Boolean series, true is treated as one and false as zero. No, it is what I was doing before, but it doesn't seem to work on the test. And I don't understand exactly why this one works. Hmm. Maybe I'm typing the wrong way. That's strange. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. Maybe the thing is bugged. Now it works. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. What are the most common wine producing regions? Create a series counting the number of times each value occurs in the region one field. Counting the number of times each value occurs in the region. one field. This field is often missing data, so replace missing values with unknown. Sort in descending order. So I need to replace the missing values. Dot replace field and a unknown. And then I need to use value counts, I think. And then sort values, sending, saying, equals false. Let's see if this works. Nice. Got lucky there. First try. Okay, this is the last one, apparently. Sometimes data will come to us with column names, index names, or other naming conventions that we are not satisfied with. In that case, you'll learn how to use pandas functions to change the names of the offending entries to something better. You also explore how to combine data from multiple data frames and or series. Yeah, this is very useful. Renaming. The first function we will introduce here is rename, which lets you change index names and our column names. For example, to change the points column in our dataset to score, we will do. So it just renames the column. Rename lets you rename index or column values by specifying index or column keyword parameter. So actively, it supports a variety of inputs formats, but usually a Python dictionary is the most convenient. Here's an example using it to rename some elements of the index. So index 0 is first entry, second entry. Yeah. You probably rename columns very often, but rename index values very rarely. For that, set index is usually more convenient. Both the row index and the column index can have their own name attribute. The complementary rename access method may be used to change these names. For example, reveals that rename access wine access rows. Let me read that again. Both the row index and column index can have their own name attribute. Complementary rename access methods may be used to change these names. With the row index and column index can have their own name. Rename access wines. I don't understand this one very well. So it's changing here. Wines. So fields becomes columns and wines becomes the rows. I guess that's what's is doing. Yeah, it's changing the structure by whatever you put here. So wines become the rows and fields become becomes the column. It's not changing the structure, it's just changing the name of the thing, I think. When performing operations on a dataset, we will sometimes need to combine different data frames and or series in non-trivial ways. Pandas has three core methods for doing this. In order of increasing complexity, these are concat, join, and merge. Most of what merge can also be done more simply with join. So we will omit it and focus on the first two functions here. Simplest combining method is concat. Given a list of elements, this function will smush those elements together along an axis. This is useful when we have data in different data frame or series objects, but having in the same fields, columns. One example, the YouTube videos dataset, which splits the data up based on country or of origin. This example. If we want to study multiple countries simultaneously, we can use concat to smush them together. So these are two data frames and you concatenate them because they have the same countries. I think that's what's going on there. The middlemost combiner in terms of complexity is join. Join lets you combine different data frame objects which have an index in common. For example, to pull down videos that happen to be training on the same day in both Canada and the UK, we can do the following. Left a join, right. Unless you can. So left suffix it's can for Canada and right suffix is UK. And they're both on the title and training date indexes. The left suffix and right suffix parameters are necessary here because the data has the same column names in both British and Canadian datasets. If this wasn't true, because say we'd renamed them beforehand, we wouldn't need them. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I got it. Let's try the exercises. Region 1 and Region 2 are putting uninformative names for local column in the dataset. Create a copy of reviews with these columns renamed to region and local respectively. So that's the rename thing. I don't remember how to type it. So it's column, rename column, then equal to an object. I think it's like this. I'm not sure if it sounds no. Here is a number. And so S should be a string. I'm not sure if the second one should be a string as well. Columns. Set the index name in the dataset you want. I'm not sure if this is the first one or the second one. I think it's the second one. Not sure if this one or this one. I think it's rename access. Yeah, wines, access rows. Nice. The things on Reddit dataset includes product links from a selection of top ranked forums, subreddits on reddit.com. Run the sub below to load the data frame of products mentioned on the Reddit gaming subreddit, and another data frame for products mentioned in the movies subreddit. Did it run? Or... So one is the gaming subreddit and the other is movie. Create a data frame. Create a data frame of products mentioned on either subreddit. So this is the join thing, which is more confusing. So I guess it's gonna be gaming products subreddit join. Maybe it's the concat one. Merge those elements together along an axis. So I think it's concat. PD concat, then both. Because they are different, I think. And the concat's gonna put them on the same row. First argument must be an iterable of pandas objects. We passed an object of type series. So it has to be the whole thing. So it's probably not this, the answer. Let's see if this works. It's probably join then. Pass an object of type. So it needs to be an iterable of pandas objects. Performing operations on a dataset, we will sometimes need to combine different data frames or series in non-trivial ways. Pandas has three core methods for doing this, in order of increasing complexity. These are concat, join, and merge. The simplest combining method is concat, given a list of elements. This function will use much those elements together along an axis. So isn't a list of elements a series? Isn't like the same thing? Guess it's slightly different because a series is more like a dictionary, I think, because it's a column. This is useful when we have data in different data frames or series objects, but having the same fields, columns. Yeah, so they don't have the same columns, I think. So I need to use join, probably. The middlemost combiner in terms of complexity is join. Join lets you combine different data frame objects which have an index in common. For example, to put down videos that happen but should be trending on the same day in both Canada and the UK, you could do the following. So yeah, it's gonna be join then. But what is gonna be the suffix? Yeah, it's gonna be this thing here. But I'm not sure if that's how it works. Series object has no attribute join. So maybe it's just subreddit there in the suffix. I'm not sure if I should use join or concat on this one. Maybe subreddit is the same column for both, so concat should work. Oh, but here is our gaming and here's our movies. Let me look at the hints. PD concat. So it needs to be. But he was giving me before that that should be an object or something like that. So I don't think this is gonna work. There must be an interval of pandas objects. And here is gonna tell me that it's a data frame. It doesn't work. So what am I missing here? Maybe only one of them. Must be an interval of pandas objects. You pass an object of type series. Oh, they have to be on a list. That's the problem. Nice. Not exactly sure how it works, but I guess I'll study later. The one that I used for the project is merge when I had to use it, I think. The powerlifting database dataset on Kaggle includes one CSV table for powerlifting meets and a separate one for powerlifting competitors. Run the cell below to load these data sets into data frames. Both tables include references to meet ID, a unique key for each meet competition included in the database. Using this generated dataset combining the two tables into one. So this has to be joined. Not join. Maybe it's concat because it's the same column. But I guess it's joined because there isn't any other exercise and the other ones already covered the other topics. So I gotta remember the name of last suffix. Incorrect value. Join lets you combine different data frames, objects which have an index in common. Okay. So maybe I need to set the index first. For example, to pull down videos that happen to be training on the same day in both Canada and the UK, you can do the following. So they need to have the same index, and suffix is whatever I wanna find. Maybe I don't need the suffix. Let's see. So I need to specify a suffix. Let me look at the hints. Maybe it's not working because I didn't run this song. I think I did, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know what else to do. It doesn't tell me anything more than this. The main idea is the unique key. Maybe I should set the index first. As mid idea. This is the last the last thing I'm gonna try. On left is gonna be control. It's gonna be left. You're right. Then I'm not sure if I need this suffix here. Try about suffix. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna look at the solution. Well, that's what I did. So why is it not working? So maybe it's the list thing. Set index. Oh, I did the wrong name here. That's why. Ah, nice. So let me save this. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna work on the project today, the advanced regression techniques for housing prices. I need to figure out, I need to transform the categorical values into numerical ones by doing some function. Then I need to merge that with the numerical ones that I filtered for high correlation. And then I need to run the algorithm for machine learning, which is basically, so far in the book, it says to use a library, and it's pretty simple to apply the machine learning. It didn't go in depth yet on how the stuff works behind the curtains. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish that challenge or if I'm gonna continue reading the book first. Nice. I'm gonna download this. Yeah, so I think I'm done now. I might come back later and stream and watch some videos on stream about other stuff. So yeah, see you then.